Couldn't figure out what button to push. Hey, we are the Sci-Fi guys, and as you saw earlier, hey, can I do that? There, that's what we want to do. This we are going to be doing is a little different thing. We're doing getting to know these Sci-Fi guys. We're going to be getting to know our buddy Shane, Padawan Shane, Dr. Music.
What's up, everybody?
So basically, I'm going to hide. Let me hide this background, make it just the two of us, and then I'm going to make him full screen, and I'm just going to ask questions behind the scenes and take it away, Shane. All right,
let's do it.
Okay. Let's see here. First question: what drew you to science fiction in the first place?
Well, science fiction has always been something that's fascinated me. One of the things that I've realized as I've gotten older, especially, is that science fiction is one of those things that's just a cool thing to kind of escape from real life a little bit, and it just gives you a chance to just kind of dream, and it really allows you to just imagine what different worlds would be, different experiences would be, things like that. And I've always thought that's kind of cool. Not that I am unhappy with my life or anything. I have an amazing life and everything, and I'm very, very blessed. But just to be able to sometimes just step out of it and get to experience these new things is always kind of fun. So that's one of the things with science fiction that has always kind of grabbed my attention.
That's cool. So, what fictional technology do you wish really existed in the real life?
Ooh, I have a couple actually. I would honestly love to have a flying car. Now, granted, I think eventually that is going to be coming. I would love for it to be sooner rather than later because I think that'd be really fun. But also, I would like to have a lightsaber. I would love for a lightsaber to be real. I think that would just be the coolest kind of weapon or technology to have. So I'm gonna go with those two.
All right. So, what is your favorite depiction of aliens or extraterrestrial life? Could be any of the movies we've seen or one that we haven't even done yet.
That's tough. Once again, I kind of have two. I would say first off, kind of the depiction of Star Wars, wherever you are jumping from planet to planet, and you are able to mix and mingle with different races and everything, different races of creatures and everything, and just being able to interact with them very freely. I always thought that was a very, very cool thing. Now, if it is something like them coming to Earth, I would probably go with the depiction that was in the movie. Excuse me, in the movie Arrival that we did recently, where it's coming in and we're trying to work with them to figure out their language, figure out their culture, everything like that, in more of a peaceful manner. I always thought that was a pretty cool thing. So probably those two.
Cool. All right. So, who is your favorite superhero? It could be comics, TV, movies, whatever. Who's your favorite superhero?
Oh, this is easy. I have always been a Batman fan my entire life. Batman has always been my favorite ever since I was a little kid, and I'm 40 years old now, and it has not changed. It's Batman, hands down.
Oh man, yeah. I was gonna say I've known you for a while, and he even has a license plate on the front of his truck.
I do.
That
I do.
That says that has the Batman symbol on it.
Yep.
Oh, and I cannot find my drop for it. So, oh well.
You hear me, Dave? You still there?
Hello. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It dropped
Okay.
off for a second.
I dropped off for a second there. Well, hey, we'll just keep going on here.
There you
All
go.
right, then. So do you prefer serialized storytelling or episodic formats? Serialized meaning that it just kind of one builds off the next, which builds off the next, which builds off the next, or episodic means it's all kind of enclosed in one.
I would say I like more of the serialized format. I like for things to kind of build off of each other. I think one of the things it allows for is it allows for different plot twists. It allows for more enhanced storytelling. I think that it's just um, I think it's more interesting. I've as y'all have probably seen in some of our movie reviews, I tend to lean towards movies that really kind of make you think and really don't end the way you expect them to end or go the way you expect them to go. And so I think probably the serialized storytelling kind of lends itself more to that. Now I do like the episodes where it's something different each time, but I think where it kind of builds off each other, that's something that more leans towards my thinking.
Okay. All right. If you could live in any sci-fi universe, which would it be and why?
Oh, hands down, this would be the Star Wars universe. Um, as I mentioned earlier, kind of going into the where you're hopping from planet to planet, you are intermingling with different cultures and different alien races, just like it's a normal thing. I always thought that would be really cool, and of course, the technology and the different ships and everything. I mean, it's just that just seems like such a really cool world, and it's kind of a good mix of advanced technology, but also just some of the more natural things too. So I would say the Star Wars universe.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could bring well, let's see. We already answered that. Pretty much, if you bring one fictional tech into the real world, what is it? That's you've already answered that. That's the first question.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
you wake up in the year 3025. What is the first thing you do?
Ooh, I am gonna grab my lightsaber, jump in my starship, and fly to my next planet where I need to go to. I would say that's probably the thing I would do.
Oh, okay. All right. If you had a spaceship, what would you name it and why?
Ooh, oh goodness. Oh man. Oh, I would probably um well, so I'll go backwards a little bit. My favorite starship has to be the Millennium Falcon. So I would probably design something kind of like that. I don't know um how you really improve that ship a lot, but I think I would model something like that. What I had to name it, I am not good at naming things. I am not that creative. um, I would say probably something like um 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 the raptor or the flying I don't know, something like that. Something like that. That is not my forte. You threw me off there.
You would not name it after your wife for sure,
I
right?
would no no
You
no
lo-
no. Mm-mm.
you love your wife, but not name your ship after.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay. What is this one is only going to be for you because you are Dr. Music.
Okay.
Uh, what is your favorite science fiction composer slash soundtrack?
Okay. So this has a little bit of a story along to it. So obviously when you're thinking about film composers, you can't go wrong with John Williams. He is the standard bearer. He has so many amazing soundtracks. And probably if you're thinking about a soundtrack that is one of my favorites, it has to be one of the numerous ones written by him. One of the numerous ones. As far as soundtrack itself, I would probably say it is the Lord of the Rings soundtrack, the original
Mhm.
one, done by Howard Shore. Howard Shore, the amazing thing about him is that he is probably the best I've seen at creating um, um, themes and motives 4 characters. They are just iconic, and it's just you can hear one little line and you can tell exactly what character it is, and that is something that Howard Shore does an amazing job of. And his soundtrack for Lord of the Rings is probably my favorite. However, my favorite film composer is neither of those two. My favorite film composer is actually Hans Zimmer, and I'll tell you why. Hans Zimmer was the first person that really got me interested in film scores. And it started with not even a sci-fi movie. It started with the movie Gladiator when he wrote the film score for it. And it is still one of my favorites ever. He did an amazing job with it. And the thing about Hans Zimmer that is interesting is that he is not your kind of one size fits all composer. He does anything that he needs to fit what is needed for the movie. I mean, you take what he did for the recent Dune series movies, the first two, very different, very out there, but it was perfect for the type of universe that he was creating. So he is probably my favorite. Excuse me. He is probably my favorite film composer of all time. He kind of got me into it.
Cool. All right, now last question for the thinking questions.
Okay.
You're building a crew for a space mission.
Okay.
Which 3 science fiction characters do you recruit?
Ooh, okay. All right. I think first off, you got to have a pilot. You got to have a pilot. So I would say Han Solo is my first one. Okay. Just that gunslinger pilot, not afraid, just go with it. I got to go with Han Solo. I think you need somebody who has wisdom and is able to kind of lead the crew. So I would probably go with with either a Captain Kirk or a Jean-Luc Picard for that leadership role, kind of. And then probably I would go with just for comic relief and fun and adventure, I would probably go with Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. It would be a mixed crew. They would probably get on each other's nerves a lot, but I think it would be fun, and we get into a lot of fun adventures.
That sounds like an interesting crew.
Yes.
Okay, these next ones are all going to be rapid fire. It's going to be
Okay.
this or that. All right.
Okay.
So
Ready.
All right. Alien or Predator?
Predator.
All right. Time travel, past or future?
Past.
Okay. Lightsaber or phaser?
Lightsaber.
Androids or aliens?
Aliens.
Interstellar travel or multiverse hopping?
Ooh. Probably interstellar travel.
Telepathy or teleportation?
Telepathy. There's a lot of responsibility with that, but I think it'd be interesting.
Clone yourself or live forever?
I don't think there needs to be 2 of me. I think that'd be dangerous. So I'll say probably live forever.
Okay. Pilot a mech or fly a starfighter?
Fly a starfighter for sure.
Get stuck in a time loop or trapped in a simulation?
Ooh, a simulation.
And then the big one, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars. Although, okay, Star Trek Next Generation makes me really want to watch that show even more. But it's still got to be Star Wars for me.
Well, that's it, guys. Oh, wait a minute. What movie? This is a thought-provoking question.
Okay.
What movie or TV series pilot that we have planned coming up here in the near future are you most forward to watching?
I think one of the ones we have coming up that I think is going to be an interesting topic for us to talk about is going to be Ghostbusters. When we do it, the original one, I think it's going to be very interesting what our conversations are based off of. I mean, you think about storyline, you think about creatures, you think about music. It's got a lot of really good and everything, and I'm just really excited about our conversations around that one specifically. And it's such a great classic movie. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Ghostbusters.
Cool. That's going to be, we're going to be doing Ghostbusters towards, I think it's in October is what we've got it scheduled.
I think so.
But of course, everything's fluid. We can change whatever.
That's right.
Anyway, thank you, Shane. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
If you guys are just new to the channel, Shane just started with us at the beginning of this year in January in 2025. He actually was on one of our episodes last year in 2024 when we did Pacific Rim. He actually came up to me. He's like, if you ever do Pacific Rim, I got to be on the show because I absolutely love the movie. So,
yes.
So we were like, okay, absolutely. And then it just kind of it just kind of snowballed from there. It's like, okay, how can we get Shane on the show more often? And we actually changed our schedule, and it worked out great because he's just been a super important part of how we're going in the future for us. So we appreciate you, Shane. I appreciate you a lot. And
you too, brother. I have loved every minute of it, and just it's so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah, it really is. This is a fun show. We have a blast. We get the text back and forth, and sometimes we're like, oh, really? And then other times we're like, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. Yep.
So this was just a little short, just for you guys, just to get to know, getting to know Shane. We're going to be doing more of these. I got Chad lined up. We're going to probably go back and do myself and John, because when we did them originally, the questions weren't that great. Honestly, I didn't come up with really good questions. These are much, much better questions.
These are good questions. Questions.
These are ones that really make you think too. So anyway, until next time.
Crash and burn.
The Sci-Fi Guys is an independent broadcast by the Sci-Fi Guy Productions. For more information on upcoming episodes, follow us on Twitter or X at the Sci-Fi Guys. For our audio-only listeners, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Like, subscribe, or leave a comment to let us know how we're doing.